Welcome Libra, welcome to my channel. I'm Dee and this is Intuitive Life Advice. I'm going to do your September 2021 love reading. Hopefully we can get some clarity for you here. Oh wow, okay. So we've got fragmentation, regression, acceptance, obligation, and at the bottom of the deck, confusion. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I'm grateful for each and every one of my new subscribers and my old subscribers. Thank you for getting in on the ground floor with me here and helping me grow. I appreciate you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and comment on the videos if they hit home for you, and that lets me know that I'm reaching you, and it makes me happy to know that I've reached you and I'm able to help you in some way. And your comments also help others. A lot of people are drawn to a video because of certain reasons, and whenever they watch the video and it hits home or resonates with them and they are able to go through the comments and kind of be in the company of others who are in a similar situation, they can pull strength from those comments, and they're very healing. So please don't ever underestimate the power of a comment. So please take time to do that if you can, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. Okay, your cards are coming out today. Actually, those need to go this way. Once I hit a certain number of subscribers, I'm going to start some fun little drawings where we can give away some high quality merchandise that you all will probably enjoy. And that would just be my little way of giving back. Give back some free personal readings and merchandise, things like that. And all my links in the description box will be working and synced with everything here shortly, so just bear with me, and all that will be happening this month. Excuse me, I feel like my throat's trying to close up on me here. See what we can get for you here, Libra. There we go. At the bottom of the deck here, at the bottom of this deck here for the last two rows, we've got the recovery card. And at the bottom of the deck for this first row here was confusion. So let's see what's going on here, Libra. Something happened that kept you in a state of, you just kind of kept going back to something here that kind of kept you in pieces, kind of like tattered. And I don't mean broken. When I hear people say people are broken, or, you know, I just have a hard time with that word broken, because when something's broken and you put it back together, if you can put it back together, sometimes you can't. Sometimes there's a piece missing here and there. So there will be holes left in this thing because you can't fix it. It's never going to be the way it was in the beginning. But when something's broken that is fixable, we can't call it broken, really. It's not broken, because there's a whole different meaning that word takes on. I'm going to go ahead and get through this reading, and then we'll maybe come back to that. But you're not broken. You're just needing to go and find the parts of you that you've lost along the way in this relationship, and get them back in order. Put them back where they go. Put them back where they belong within you. And this can be your self-worth, your confidence, your self-esteem, your love of self, all those things that we lose whenever we're in a bad relationship. And this feels like you were in a relationship like that and you were really involved with this person because you went all in, but they were kind of keeping you in tatters here. It's just a kind of a contradictory energy here. It's like you knew that they weren't good for you, but you did it anyway, and you stayed anyway, and you weren't trusting them because you were keeping your eye on them, and you kept going back and forth. Like, you could be alone and working on a certain project at home or a task or something, and then you would always think about leaving this person. And then, you know, the next day or two, you were back to being in love with them and just, you know, resuming the life that you had before you started having those second thoughts about thinking about leaving this person. And you thought about breaking up with this person because you kept thinking of the past, things that had happened. You never can really move forward and think about the now. It's like it's hard for you to get past this thing that's in your head about that seems to be telling you that you are in a bad relationship. And for some reason, my words aren't coming out here, and I feel like I need to redo this reading, and I might do that. But I don't want to keep someone from getting a message they need just because I don't feel good about the way I'm portraying myself in this reading. And I'm not able to get my throat cleared. I don't understand what's going on there. Maybe you do. You've come to a point now, currently, where you're just accepting the fact that you're going to miss things about this person. But you're not going to miss the way they always made you feel alone. You always felt like you weren't really special or important to this person anyway, and you just did things because that's what you were supposed to do at the time and in that situation. And being without them seems to give you a new lease on life. Like you're daring to dream again. You're going to take a leap of faith and do some thing that you always wanted to do that you wouldn't have done with this person because they just kind of broke you down and tore you down and stomped on your dreams when you had any. It's just, you know, some people just are not good for us. And if you've got to look over your shoulder all the time and wonder what your partner's doing when you're not around, that's miserable. You don't want to do that. Nobody does. Let's see what we can get here from your Words of Wisdom deck. But I'm going to this card here, where it's stating that you're just, this whole time, it's like you were just in a state of confusion all the time. You're always worried about what they were doing, watching them. You loved them. But then you would start thinking about all the things they've done that would cause anyone else to walk away. And for some reason you didn't, because you thought that love meant staying. And you know, sometimes it does. But that's not when someone's, you know, mistreating you or abusing you in some way, or making you feel like you're not important or special, and they're just kind of like just treating you like you're nothing. You know, there's no reason to stay with someone who treats you like that. So there's nothing to be confused about here. What you need right now is the clarity and the reinforcement that I'm getting ready to give you. this person had you feeling bad, suspicious, like you were always you're always having to try to catch them, catch up to them, like you're always longing for them and missing them because they just weren't in it. This is a strange energy here. It's like you can tell yourself that they loved you and that they did what was best for both of you. But if you look at these cards, let me go through these with you. Fragmentation is when someone has caused you to you've lost pieces of yourself. You've lost your identity. You don't know who you are anymore. You don't feel whole. You feel like you need to go find the pieces of you that you've lost in this relationship. That's not love. And you kept going back and forth with this person. It was like one day you wanted them, one day you didn't, because you knew. That was your intuition just telling you, look, you're right. This is bad for you, but you weren't listening to it. You were just ignoring your intuition, ignoring that inner voice, and staying in there because you were raised that you stay with your partner. You stay with them no matter what. Divorce isn't an option, but it is. Whether it's divorce or if you're not married, just a breakup. This feels like quite a bit of a long-term situation, but you would think about breaking up and leaving, and then you would just get so sad that it felt worse than being in the relationship. And looking back on it, you're realizing how bad it really was and that you were just choosing not to see it. And you know that. You know that's what you're doing. But you miss certain things about, being in a relationship. You miss the closeness and the things that you used to do. But it didn't feel good to feel dejection all the time and like you weren't important or special in any way. Everybody all your girlfriends or guy friends or friends, they get gifts from their partner and they tell them sweet things that make them feel good about themselves, and you don't get any of that. It's kind of like you're living with someone who has no idea who you are. And that's painful. That's traumatic too. It's a one-sided love here. This person didn't reciprocate. They didn't feel the same way you did. They don't know how. It's not because you're not lovable. It's because they do not know how to do it. And it feels like they don't feel it because they can't. They can't feel love. So you've decided that this obligation is no longer your obligation to concern yourself with, and you're just going to not allow this into your life, and you're going to go and do whatever makes you happy. And your words of wisdom cards are leave, mercy, which if you haven't already, I know that you're going to, and here's the confirmation for that, the leave card. And then you've got proof and grit. Now, the leave card is self-explanatory, and proof is, in your heart what's gone on here, and that's your proof. You just need to see it, and you're doing that now. you're accepting that, starting to accept that. If you haven't already, you're getting ready to accept the fact that you don't need proof. You don't need to catch this person in any kind of situation so that you have the validation that you need to move on from them. You just need proof within yourself, knowing that this isn't good for you and it's not what you want for your life, and that you need to move on because this isn't a good relationship for you. It's unhealthy for you. And you have to use your grit. If you've ever heard someone talk about grit, you have that, Libra. Not everyone does. And that's what you have to take with you. And that will help you build your life again on your terms, your way. So that's where you can keep going when everyone else has to stop. Or that's when you can figure something out when everyone else is telling you there's no way to do that. Grit is those kinds of traits where you do whatever it takes to get something done. You go the extra mile or 9. You figure out what others can't. It's just it's that drive, that strength and courage and that wherewithal that is very rare these days, especially. And you have that trait, you have grit. You have real and genuine grit. And that's what's going to save you and get you out of this situation and into your own life where you dare to dream, take a risk, take a leap of faith, do something for you that makes you happy. And then when you do that, when someone comes into your life, when your life is already whole, that's just the icing on the cake. Thank you for joining me, Libra. I hope this message helped you in some way. I'm sorry we got off to a slow start. It was just the energy was so contradictory. But that was just you going back and forth in your head. You could be sitting at a park and just knowing what you need to do, knowing you need to get out of this situation, and then you just drive back home and they're cooking dinner for you, or they picked up dinner and the dogs are there or the cats are there, and you just fall right back into that routine that is a rut. And it's easier to do that than it is to face your fears and face reality, the reality of the situation that you need to face. It's easier to just slip right back into that routine where it doesn't hurt as badly as it's going to hurt when you have to cry for 3 or 4 days and your eyes become red and puffy when you're at work, that type of thing. It's sometimes just easier to stay put. But I want you to realize that you have what it takes. You have what it takes to leave. And you have proof of that because you've done something before that someone told you wasn't doable. It couldn't be done. You've done something before, probably more than once. And if you'll just draw on that strength, you can do this too. You can leave this situation and go realize your dreams. Go live your life the way you want to live it, on your terms. Thank you for joining me, Libra. You enjoy your week, and I'll be back again with another reading soon. Take care. I wish you the best.